shit, man. Damn. All right. Welcome to the 34th installment of the WhattaPlay podcast. You know, we weren't going to shoot this because this man's team lost. Apparently, it wasn't Kyler Murray's fault, from what I am understanding. So, co-host Jalen, do you want to tell the crowd why it wasn't Kyler Murray's fault?
I will be glad to. First of all, Mr. Kyler Cole Murray, he threw for almost 300 yards yesterday. Second of all, Ryan Gosling, great value Ryan Gosling, it has now come to fruition, and more people are seeing it. Yeah, you're ass as an NFL head coach, but knowing the Bidwell family, you know, they sent him and Steve Keim, so, you know, what kind of shit out of luck there. And third of all, yeah, our receivers can't catch for shit either. So, you know, we roll with the punches. You know, it is what it is. Defense kind of, you know, showed up a little bit in the game. I'll give them the props there. But once again, you know, Vance Joseph. Yeah, I ain't worried. You know, kind of, you know, yeah, I know I said it had us win this game, but, you know, hey, you know, we'll see him again. We'll split. And, you know, hey, I mean, it is what it is at this point.
Listen, my thoughts on this. I kind of wanted to disagree with you on the longest time about Sir Cliff being ass as a head coach, but he's not that guy.
I don't like him.
I know you don't. My other thing, did I or did I not tell y'all when y'all traded us for Hollywood Brown that he'll do his thing, but he's going to drop.
He is the only one who dropped a pass.
I'm not saying he is the only one.
Yesterday.
I'm not saying he is the only one. But Hollywood Brown's issue is he drops the ball more than he catches it. But anyways, welcome to the 34th. Oh, and before we get into it, thoughts and prayers with Myles Garrett. He was in a car accident earlier today. Not life-threatening, but hopefully he's good to go. So, 34th installment. We got some great 34s. Shaquille O'Neal being one of them. Ray Allen being another. Nolan Ryan, you want to give him some football-related ones or any other ones you know?
Let's see, we got Thurman Thomas, you know, Buffalo Bills, great. Texas legend, Earl Campbell, you know, love you blue, you know what I'm saying? Let's see if I can think of really anybody else. None that really come off the head.
Yeah,
So,
I can't think of any other ones off the top of the head either. So what we're going to be getting into today is we're going to recap the Week 3 NFL slate, and we're going to preview the Week 4 slate. So let's get into it. We're going to recap Week 3, starting with the Thursday night football game. The Browns beating the Steelers 29-17. I wasn't surprised. You know, Nick Chubb did his thing for my fantasy team, although they could not get the job done. It's okay, though, because as much shit as this man's going to want to talk because he beat me, we're both 2-1 in my league now, so don't matter. Co-host Jalen, thoughts on this game?
I don't really have anything on that game. Mitch Trubisky, I don't have Amazon Prime, so I can't even say anything on this game, honestly.
I mean,
You know, no one wants to slam me that Amazon Prime password, but
you don't even need the Amazon Prime password. You know you can watch these games on the fantasy app, right?
Yeah, well, you know, as you say, I'm the Jew in the friend group, even though my funds are up. I'm still cheap
Sir,
as hell.
it doesn't cost any money to watch on the fantasy app. As long as you have the NFL fantasy app, you can watch the game for future reference.
Anyways.
Anywho's, on to the Sunday slates of games. The Buffalo Bills at the Miami Dolphins. The Dolphins beating the Bills 21-19. What are your thoughts or takeaways on this, if any?
Well, on this game, it proved that Miami is not a slouch. Tua is developing quite nicely. And, Buffalo, it was just a, slip in the road. Clock management toward the end, it wasn't on the side. I don't think even Bills Mafia have them going undefeated, so this was one of those kind of games. In terms of the Microsoft tablet I was in, the coordinator's booth, yeah, we will pull one out for you. But, Miami, they ain't a team to be messed with, and, they can definitely make some noise down the stretch.
I can definitely speak on that, seeing as how they handed my Baltimore Ravens an L last week. Honestly, I think Miami can make a deep run in the playoffs. See what they do. Tua, like you said, is developing quite nicely. So we'll see where that goes from there. Bengals Jets. The Bengals beating the Jets 27-12. I think everybody saw this coming. Joe Flacco is not that same guy that he was years ago. Granted, when he was that guy years ago, his best seasons were 2012 and 2014 under Gary Kubiak. So, yeah, my takeaway from this is Jamar Chase was getting shut down by that boy Sauce Gardner. And I don't think Jamar Chase liked that very much. So hopefully he can rebound in this next game they got coming up. What are your thoughts on this?
None.
Very inspiring from Cohost Jalen. Raiders Titans 22-24. The Titans beating the Raiders. I really don't have much to say on this other than it's hilarious as shit that the Raiders are 0-3 right now. You can make your excuses. Oh yeah, all the games were close. It doesn't matter. You're still 0-3. You have one of the best wide receivers in the league, but then you got Derek Carr as your quarterback. Carr's decent, but he's not that guy. Care to speak on that?
No, I do not.
All right. I know which game you want to speak on.
I already spoke on it. I'm good.
That's true. That's true.
We're going to go ahead and speed through these week 3 recaps. We're going to get to week 4.
You got to give some input, man. Put a little bit of energy into this shit. Saints, Panthers. I got a coworker who's a Saints fan. I got a coworker who's a Panthers fan. The Panthers won 22-14. It is what it is.
Yeah, I'm gonna need old famous James to start giving Slam Boy a few more touches so I can get some fancy points on my end.
Yeah.
So,
Same. That's why he's on my bench right now in my league. Ravens, Patriots. The Ravens, let me speak on this one. Baltimore, you better get your fucking shit together next week. Y'all know who we're playing. I'm not saying we're going to win, but hopefully that game's at least close. We'll get into that a bit later, though. Lamar Jackson, 4 passing touchdowns, 1 rushing touchdown. Devin Duvernay, I've been high on him since that LSU-UT game that we watched back in 2019. I've been saying he's him. Greg Roman, your ass is safe for now. I have nothing negative to say about you. However, the Ravens defensive coordinator, who's supposed to be also great and high and mighty, you keep shitting the bed and letting offensive score on us, and y'all keep letting white men hit the gritty on us.
You're just mad because you can't hit the gritty.
You're not wrong. But anyways, Matt Jones, hope you feel better. Saw you got a high ankle sprain, courtesy of the Ravens defense. Anyways, enough said. We beat them 37-26, puts us at 2-1 on the season. The Lions. Would you call this an upset?
They lost.
They lost?
Yes.
Shit, never mind. I got this backwards then.
Yeah, Minnesota came back and won. Now with the Lions, you know, you're gonna kind of get, I guess, the feel good story. You know, y'all put up a valiant effort. You're showing strides of improvement. You know, Dan Campbell. You know, he's still, you know, he's bringing that pride and that, you know, winning culture somewhat back to Detroit. So, you know, baby steps out there, baby steps. You know.
True. The Eagles-Commanders game. We're not surprised by this. The Eagles took care of business 24-8. I got a friend, coworker, who wanted the Commanders to win because he's a Cowboys fan. But, you know, the Eagles are still winning this division. I've been telling y'all this all season.
Dallas ain't even making the playoffs. I'm just going to say that right now. I've said it in our season preview. It is going to be a very underwhelming season for South America's team. And we know with old Dakota Prescott out shooting, you know, his mattress commercials and all that, and getting tackled by, you know, housewives and DirecTV commercials. Cooper Rush, he's a I guess a decent seal in y'all sinking ship, but even I feel like the realistic Cowboy fans, I'll say the decent amount of chunk of y'all out there, I can't really speak on my end because I don't really know any.
I do.
You know, what y'all got, I guess. But yeah, like I said, the only team that does any winning in Dallas actually plays in Dallas. That's neither here nor there.
Yes. The Colts upsetting the Kansas City Chiefs 17-20. I don't think anybody saw that coming, but there was this guy on TikTok who I saw say Andy Reid-led teams tend to struggle against the Chiefs, and I believe Andy
Reid-led teams tend to struggle against the Chiefs.
I meant to say the
What
Colts.
team is he coaching?
Shut the fuck up. The Colts. Let me correct myself there. So you actually do pay attention on this shit sometimes. Surprising. Anyways, yeah. Jaguars beating the shit out of the Chargers. 38-10. Let me put it this way. Justin Herbert should not have been playing that game. I'm just going to say that right now. Y'all lost more players because I don't know what the hell y'all's strength and conditioning coach is doing over there.
Then again, their health officials kind of do tend to do stuff like that.
Yeah.
You look at the Tyrod Taylor situation a couple years back, but
he's suing them for that.
I would. But my takeaway from this, besides the fact that it was the Flow Bowl, two of the greatest, the best flows in the league, two role models of mine in terms of that category. In my opinion, I gotta side with Herbie because T-Loss his is long, but Duval, man. There's an old Viner I still follow. He's a diehard Jacksonville fan. He's already saying that this team is giving them 2017 vibes, and the way that the AFC South is looking right now is right. I get it, only 3 games into the year, but Duval, man, y'all might got something to look forward to. Y'all I keep my boy Christian Kirk good over there. Y'all keep doing that for me.
Yeah. Next game we're going to get into, Cohost Jalen already recapped it at the beginning of the episode, but Rams-Cardinals lost. Cardinals lost 12-20. Like he said, receivers couldn't catch shit. There's this thing going around with Kyler Murray that whenever it's a double XP weekend for Call of Duty, that he tends to lose majority of those games. I don't know if that holds any truth. I'm just speaking on what I saw.
It's just more ammunition to all the the Murray jokes. I, as a K1 fan, as a Cardinals fan, I just laugh with y'all at this point. To me, it's pretty funny. I can't speak on other fan bases when jokes get made about their quarterbacks, but it is what it is. Red Sea. We still rising up, and yeah, we live to fight another day.
Yes, I have no issue with Kyler Murray personally, outside of this guy glorifying the hell out of him. But that's not going to change. Same with Luka, but we'll cover that more when we do our NBA season preview. Packers-Bucks. This was the primetime Sunday night game, if I'm not mistaken.
The 4:25 game.
4:25. Okay, thank you for correcting that. Yeah, because the primetime game. Man, I would say this was the worst game for Sunday, but it wasn't. The Packers winning 14-12, and Aaron Rodgers already came out and said that the reason that the Packers won that game is because there was stuff shown on the Jumbotron that shouldn't have been showing. So Aaron Rodgers probably just caused a Buccaneers
Can I go say
player his job.
Can I say bye to you, Uncle?
Yeah, bye, Mumu. Excuse us for just a second. My niece is saying bye. She was over here. All right, love you, kiddo.
Can I go say bye to the horses?
I guess.
Yeah.
Wait. So what was shown on the Jumbotron?
So apparently, from what Aaron Rodgers was saying, they were showing a play from, I believe, the offensive coordinator for the Buccaneers or something like that, and that caused them to lose the game, from what I am understanding and reading correctly. Bye, Mumu.
You guys are funny. That was so hilarious.
Anyways, back to our regularly scheduled programming.
I guess my takeaway from this is this game kind of hurt me in fantasy in my other league because I had Tampa's defense. Also got Mike Evans, who was unfortunately suspended, and Chris Godwin, who was hurt. I picked up Cole Beasley, but I put him on my bench because I felt like he wasn't going to really do anything. He only got like 4 points on that end. But defensive battle for sure. So for all you fans of defensive battles, that was your cup of tea. But
I don't want to hear shit about your team hurting in fantasy. You won. Aaron Jones.
I'm in other leagues.
Okay, fair. Aaron Jones, get your fucking shit together. You had a go-ahead touchdown, and what do? You fumble at the goal line.
I mean, if I'm putting some 2 cents, y'all got AJ Dillon over there as well in Green Bay. So if y'all could, involve him in the game plan a little bit more next week, give me a few extra points on that end,
Yes, I know
it'll be really appreciated.
I know a famous or well-known TikToker who would agree with that sentiment. But anyways, Falcons Seahawks.
I burned you, lucky motherfucker.
Oh yeah, congratulations y'all two back together. Love to see it. Can't speak for Cohost Jalen, but Falcons Seahawks.
I mean, on my end, I'll come to the reality that I'm more than likely I'm dating a Cowboys fan.
I mean, I'm in that boat with you right now. The girl I'm talking to is a Cowboys fan. Anyways, Falcons Seahawks.
Who won that game?
I believe the Falcons won this game 27-23.
Ah, yes, we love seeing fellow NFC West Division foes fall. So ATL, I appreciate y'all for that, and also appreciate y'all for getting Cordell Patterson involved. Got me a nice little chunk of points on my fantasy game yesterday against this guy to my left. So I appreciate y'all for that as well.
Yeah. Anyways, second to last game of the week 3 slate, the Sunday night primetime game, which I think we could all agree, this shit should not have been in primetime. The 49ers lost to the Broncos 10-11.
I can't pronounce his last name, but Dan Orlowski.
Mm-hmm.
He I guess you could say he kind of redeemed himself because Jimmy Garoppolo kind of stole his shine in a way. But yeah, takeaways from that game. Again, defensive games, not really for me. I like offense. I like offensive shootouts.
Mm-hmm.
But one of the weirdest scoring games. Denver again. I don't know if it's Nathaniel Hackett's inexperience, but you got Russell Wilson, who's easily one of the still a top 10 QB in the league, top 5 depending on who you're asking. Y'all shouldn't be scoring the amount of points y'all should be scoring.
Let me speak on this sentiment because I do agree Russell Wilson still a top 10 quarterback I don't know if I'd say all time, but this generation, yes, but this season he ain't done shit.
I mean,
he threw for 340 yards.
It's only like 3 games in.
You are correct.
We can't make fair assessments.
It is 3 games in. So you know what? If we come back to this like week 10 and he's still underperforming.
Well, here's how I evaluate stuff. All the fans, all that fun stuff. I say give it till the end of October because that's more than enough time to you get your contenders, pretenders, and your tank for Bryce Young's, tank for CJ Stroud, tank for Will Anderson's. So that's really a fair assessment.
Fair enough.
So I mean.
Anyways, last game on the week 3 slate is the Giants and Cowboys. We don't really got to go into too much detail about that because if I'm remembering correctly, we both picked the Giants to win this game.
I got the Giants. Even though I know it's not going to happen. My opponent in my other fantasy league, he has Saquon and Sterling Shepard, and I'm like barely hanging on. So I'm probably going to take the L on that one because Saquon's going to probably do a little something. Sterling Shepard, I wouldn't put my hopes up on him, but
Sterling Shepard.
G-Man gonna go over 3-0. You're gonna have all these Giant fans praising Daniel Jones when y'all know deep down
Daniel Jones is not the answer at quarterback.
But they're 3-0, and besides the Yankees, New York sports fans don't have much to cheer for right now.
You are correct in that aspect. All right, I don't really got too much to say on this. I mean, if the Cowboys win, that helps me, and the only way that helps me is it drives sales at my job. Other than that,
yes, you got all the old head trying to get your the trade days and the Michael Parsons jerseys.
Man, they ain't even buying that shit right now.
Yeah, because you probably got them thinking the season's damn near over already.
Probably. Anywho. Moving on to the week 4 predictions.
Before we get into week 4,
right.
I want to speak on a little something.
What's
up? in sports culture nowadays, especially with social media and all that, you get a lot of people talking about, you have to respect this guy's talent. You need to put some respect on this guy's name. You need to do this. You need to do that. I don't got to do a damn thing. And I'm speaking on this because of, Lamar Jackson and, the start he's had to the year. You've had a lot of people come out and, make those remarks. You can't necessarily force anyone to, like a player or this or that. You don't even got to respect them. I mean, at the end of the day, it's just a damn game. So, I mean, that's kind of my 2 cents. And it ain't nothing on my past history with Lamar or whatever. Like, this guy keeps bringing up. I mean, I don't really have. To me, like, yeah, you compare him to Michael Vick, you compare him to Cam, but what all those guys really want? Lamar, he razzles, he dazzles.
Let's see. Cam Newton won a league MVP and made it to the Super Bowl.
But
so
did he win that Super Bowl?
No,
that's
but
only
he
one
made
season.
He made it, did he not?
Yes, he made it, and he had to beat my Cardinals' ass in the NFC title game to get there. So, some thug tears were shed that night. But I mean, again, it's like you can't force your opinion. I mean, it's really to sports in general. I mean, basketball, it's the LeBron fans. You gotta respect greatness while it's still around. I ain't gotta respect a damn thing. You know what I mean? Like, again, it's the social media age. It's all these younger fans who, they feel like they know everything, but y'all just read everything that y'all see on social media. So, I mean, like me personally, I don't care what people gotta say about K1. I really don't. I mean, end of the day, I don't personally know him. I don't work for the Cardinals, so I mean, like, hey, y'all's opinion is y'all's opinion. I mean, y'all like stats and all that stuff. Look at the stats; they're not bad. So, again, just the narrative that you have to respect everybody's game. You gotta show everyone some love. You ain't gotta do whatever you don't want to do. So.
All right, that's cool and all. I ain't gonna change this man's opinion on Lamar Jackson. I ain't trying to. But answer me this: if he played for any other team outside of my team, would your opinion still be the same?
Honestly, yeah, because I can speak, from watching him at Louisville. Yeah, he razzled, he dazzled, he did his thing. But if you really look at, his career at Louisville, whatever. I mean, I call it Louisville. But anyways, besides that one FSU game where he put 60 on him, there's not really a lot of other games where he shined. I mean, yeah, that Clemson game against Deshaun, they lost that game, but he puts up highlight reels. He puts up the numbers, all that stuff, all the fancy bells and whistles, what have you. He'll do things where you post his highlights on whatever. But I can speak from experience. You look at, I guess, the big time games, and he didn't really play in a lot of big time games at Louisville. Bowl game against LSU, he got manhandled. Bowl game against Mississippi State last year at Louisville, he lost. 2016 against Kentucky, he straight up cost us that game. And look at primetime game against Houston, which was highly ranked, which was highly anticipated. Got shut down that game. So with Lamar, I can speak from experience because, yes, as a supporter of Louisville football, I'll check on them every now and then, see how they're doing. I can speak from experience from what Lamar has, and you can kind of vouch for me on that, when he was at Louisville, I was hyping him up.
I can vouch for you on that, but
I mean, that's just me.
I can speak on his NFL career, obviously, considering I am a Ravens fan and have followed it since he's got to the NFL and closely followed it, not as close as you, but when he was at Louisville because, you followed Louisville at the time, so I had no choice but to watch Lamar Jackson. I think his game has evolved since then, so you can't really compare college to like right now because he's done a lot more, and I think whether you love the guy or hate the guy, he's done a lot more in the NFL than he did in his college career.
I mean, like, hate's a strong word. I don't.
Okay, if you strongly dislike the guy.
Yes, that's a more professional way to say it. You just say you strongly dislike. You don't hate certain athletes. Like, I don't hate LeBron. I strongly dislike LeBron. I don't hate Lamar. I never said I hate Lamar. I don't like Lamar, but that's neither here nor there. We got off track. We're going to get into week 4.
Yeah, let's get into week 4. So Thursday night game, I'm actually interested in this one. The Dolphins playing the Cincinnati Bengals. The Bengals debuting their all-white tiger helmets.
Oh, man, all white. That ain't acceptable in today's society.
Shut the fuck up, Jamie. Anywho, I'm excited about this game because Tyreek Hill had a soundbite where he asked who they were playing this Thursday. He was told the Cincinnati Bengals. And he said, Eli Apple, he owes you one. Eli Apple, my boy, you're trash. You're garbage.
Eli Apple, you straight up cost Cincinnati
The Super Bowl.
Yes, you did.
So, back to that little rant that Cohost Jalen had. We're not going to stay on it for too long. Strongly disliked players. How he feels about Lamar, how I feel about Eli Apple. Who do you got in this game and why?
Well, you look at this game, you have Miami coming off probably one of his biggest wins as a team in a long, long time. You got Cincinnati who's, they're finding their footing. You have a rematch of that classic LSU-Bama game from, just a few years ago. So I figure it's going to be high scoring, a lot of offense. Jamar's going to do his thing. Tyreek Hill, he's going to be choking up the deuce a few times. Jalen Waddle going to probably waddle a few times. But I feel like since it's in Cincinnati, that home field advantage is going to play a big part. And I got the Bengals winning by, I'll say, a field goal. Shooter McPherson is going to come up big.
You know what's funny about that? I have the Dolphins continuing this win streak they're on. And it's not because I dislike the Bengals or anything like that. I just don't think they have an answer for Tyreek Hill. I think McPherson, he's a great kicker. Don't get me wrong. He's not the greatest kicker of all times like some of these Bengals fans want to make claim to. I'm sorry.
But you gotta let the Bengals fans, have their moment. You forget, they're Bengals fans. They haven't, they had a little bit of,
They had Ocho Cinco.
They had Ocho Cinco. They had Andy Dalton in his prime. They had AJ Green
Carson
in his
Palmer.
prime. Sometimes it's one of those, with those kind of fan bases, like, you got like, come some slack. You know what I mean? Like, just like Cardinal fans, you gotta give us our time to shine because we have like little to any history. So you gotta come some slack a little bit.
No, not the Bengals. Anyways, I got the Dolphins winning by a field goal. Anyways, we're on to our first international game of the season, the Vikings and Saints. Who do you got in this one and why?
I got the Vikings grittying over the pond and winning this game by multiple possessions. Jameis Winston, he struggled last week against Carolina, and I feel like his struggles are gonna continue against Minnesota. Minnesota, they're a good team, but I just feel like the Vikings will have an answer for everything that the Saints will throw at them.
I also have the Vikings winning this game. My reasonings being, Kamara is not playing how he should be playing. I believe he's injured at the moment, actually. Which, shout out to my boy Ryan for trading me Kamara in my boy Darren's league. So, yeah, that happened. Other than that, I don't really trust the Saints running game. I feel like they're going to try to force feed Michael Thomas and who's the other wide receiver they got down there? Olave. So I feel like they're going to try to force feed them. You're going to try to use your little gadget player, Taysom Hill. But Taysom Hill, I don't see it. But I got them winning by a touchdown at least. On to the Seahawks-Lions game. Who do we got in this one and why?
Who's the home team?
That's a good question. Let me look that up real quick. Entertain the audience.
Let's see here. As y'all can tell, I am wearing my sunglasses at night because I refuse to take them off, and it has become part of my signature look. I've had, some people who have, put on to this little shindig here. They've kind of noticed that that's kind of been my look. The sunglasses, the backwards jersey. As you can tell, I'm kind of all vintage AZ out. Shout out to our vintage plug. Shout out to them. I'm not gonna put anybody on because we
Fucking Goodwill.
We gatekeep the sauce. Well, I can keep the sauce around here. I can't let no one else have the sauce. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So,
anyways, it's at Detroit.
oh, that's just for one thing. Give me the Lions. I feel like Seattle, they're struggling a lot. They're kind of coming back down to earth after getting their, I guess, revenge game against Russell Wilson. Detroit's gonna come home. They're gonna be in front of that full field crowd, and they're gonna end the day at 500.
Yeah, I also have the Lions winning this game. I don't trust Geno Smith as an NFL quarterback. This guy can attest for that because he used to be a Jets fan. That's not a known secret. That's not me trying to throw shit in his face. But I think the best thing...
I mean, Geno did beat the Patriots that one time.
But the best thing he was known for in his Jets career was what? Getting his jaw rocked?
Yeah, that ended up being the springboard into like probably the only other Jets season that was like worth like watching for me.
What season was that? Who was your quarterback?
It's Magic.
That's what I thought. Anyways, Jets, Steelers. Speaking of your former team, who do you got in this one and why?
Give me the Steelers. In the words of the powerful Yinzer urinating tree, Steelers to the Super Bowl. I mean, that's not gonna happen.
I was about to say that ain't happening.
That's his thing. Shout out to Tree though. Shout out to Tree. I got Steelers in this one. Pretty obvious.
Listen, man, I want to be biased here. I do. And I want to take the Jets, but it's Joe Flacco. Who knows more about Joe Flacco than Ravens fans? Give me the Steelers by 2 field goals. I don't trust Flacco anymore. I love him to death. Always going to have love for Joe Flacco. He was a lead in the playoffs, but average in the regular season. But, yeah, give me the Steelers in this one. Bears, Giants. Who do we got in this one and why?
Let's see here. Justin Fields, he kind of struggled last week. I'm high on Justin Fields. Give me the G-Men. I mean, I got them winning tonight at the time of this recording. Give me the G-Men, and they're gonna
be 4-0 at the quarter mark. I'm inclined to agree with you here because, like you said, Justin Fields has struggled. Their wide receiver 1 is Mooney, and he hasn't really shown any. I mean,
at this point, I mean, you even got Bears fans, saying, you can't use the excuse that he has literally nobody. Like, I mean, like he's done things, but it's just not showing for Bears fans.
If you're an NFL quarterback, you're supposed to be able to do things without big name talent. Lamar's done it. Kyler, as much as I don't want to give the guy credit, he's done it in his career. Who else? There's others that I could name. But yeah, give me the Giants, and they'll be 4-0 at the quarter mark. Got a bit of a divisional game here. Not a bit of, we do have a divisional game here. Titans, Colts. Who do you got in this one and why?
Indianapolis, they're coming off that big win. Tennessee, they're still kind of struggling. Give me the Blue Horses. I'm
also going to take the Colts in this because a couple of takeaways from this. Derrick Henry is not looking like the Derrick Henry of past years.
Who drafted him in fantasy?
I think Will did.
Yeah, well, Will kind of sucks at fantasy, so anyways.
I mean, he's 2-1 right now, but then again, he's got Lamar and a bunch of Ravens on his team, so.
I mean, I'm 2-1 too.
I'm also 2-1.
So. I got Joshy Boy as my quarterback.
Oh, of course you do. I mean, I have Herbert, but, he's hurt, so might be springing a trade here for a QB soon, but that's neither here or there. Give me the Colts by 2 possessions. On to the next one. We got the Browns and the Falcons. Who do you got in this one and why?
Well, we have 2 teams kind of trying to find an identity. I feel like with today's recent events, with Myles Garrett, I feel like the Browns is going to give them more motivation to go play for their brother. Give me the dog pound, bark, or the elves. I don't know, y'all confused.
I don't know. They are confusing. I saw one tweet on Twitter where it was like, to an outsider, the Browns probably have to be the most confusing team in the NFL because their mascot is an elf.
You call yourself the dog pound. Your main color is, your helmet is orange.
And you call yourself the Browns. Shit's weird. But anyways, give me the Browns over the Falcons. Sorry to my boy Zach. I know you a diehard Falcons fan, but y'all ain't looking too pretty this season. Y'all, I would say probably, I don't know what y'all's record is right now. Safe to say y'all are in a rebuild potentially. To the next one, we got the Chargers and the Texans. Who do we got in this one and why? If I need to ask.
Given the Chargers, even though Herbie's playing hurt, it's the Texans. Let's keep it a buck. Texans are rebuilding. LA, I mean, even if they have to put in Chase Daniel, I mean, I still got them beating Houston.
My boy, the Texans have been rebuilding since 2017. They traded away top 3 receiver in DeAndre Hopkins. They traded away, who else did they trade? They didn't trade J.J. Watt, did they? I thought he signed. Right? He ended up signing with the Cardinals or got traded to the Cardinals. I don't remember how that went down. We covered an episode about it before. But yeah, you gave away J.J. Watt, and I am a big fan of J.J. Watt, so that was stupid as shit. Y'all traded away a certain quarterback in Cleveland, which I'm not a fan of him for reasons. But yeah, give me the Chargers over the Texans. Justin Herbert has that dog in him. We got the Chargers blowing the Texans out. All right, on to an NFC East battle. We got the Commanders and the Cowboys. Who do you got in this one and why?
We have a mid-off, as some of the guys in my league have dubbed certain games. So we have a mid-off here. We have Cooper Rush versus Carson Wentz. Give me Dallas, honestly. Like, I mean, it's a mid-off, man. Like, you kind of lose either way.
Yeah, this is not a game I'm necessarily hyped for. You know, Carson Wentz, like you said, Cooper Rush, but also give me the Cowboys. I feel like the Cowboys' game plan for this is going to be establish the run game. Dallas's defense has looked nice this season, I ain't going to lie. I got the Cowboys in this one, and then, you know, they might get Dak back soon, but we'll see how that affects them. Jaguars versus the Eagles. Who do we got in this one and why?
I got Philly in this one. Philly is, again, one of the hottest teams in the league. Jalen Hurts is going to further cement his MVP candidacy, and I got, you know, let's see here. I got the Fighting Bradley Coopers by 10.
Did you say Bradley or Riley?
Bradley Cooper. He's from Philly. I couldn't use
Can't use Riley Cooper for
No,
reasons.
I can't use a Sean the Eagles fan, so y'all should kind of put 2 and 2 together there. But, you know, we're going to go with the Fighting Bradley Coopers.
I see what you did there. Give me the Eagles. They're going to be 4-0. They're going to continue to climb that division. Granted, it's a weak division to begin with, in my opinion. So, yeah. Now, this game, we are going to disagree with. You already know which game I'm about to talk about, hopefully. Bills, Ravens. Who do you got in this one and why?
I got the Mafia with a very sound rebound. I got Joshy Boy going for 4 touchdowns. I'll say 2 of them going to Stephon Diggs. I have that defense coming back, hopefully a lot more healthier than last week. And I got the Mafia. You know, they're gonna make you want to shout. Tables will be desecrated, and yeah.
Yeah. Originally, when the whole season preview started, I had my Ravens losing this game. You mentioned the defense. Their defense ain't gonna be healthy in a week turnaround. Their safety, Micah Hyde, just went on IR for the season. 2 of their cornerbacks, I believe, are still injured. I'm not saying they're not going to get anything done, but who's the number 1 offense in the NFL right now? It's the Baltimore Ravens. Who leads the league in touchdown passes right now? Lamar Jackson. So I think this game isn't going to be a defensive battle. I think this game is going to be a shootout. But give me my Ravens, because I can't go against my team. I just can't. There's going to be times it happens, but this ain't one of them. Give me my Ravens on a Justin Tucker field goal to win it. All right. Your Arizona Cardinals versus the Carolina North and South Panthers.
I got this as a Cardinals W. This will be a nice rebound to win against a lesser opponent. Kyle's gonna do his thing. I'll say about 2 touchdowns. Hopefully either, you know, JC or, you know, Eno get one on the ground. And I mean, the Panthers, they don't have an identity. And K1's going to be 3-0 against my guy Bake.
I also have the Arizona Cardinals winning this one. The Panthers haven't looked too impressive to me. If the Panthers
But no, Kingsbury, he's going to probably call some bullshit most of the time, so this game's going to be a lot more closer to what it probably
y'all
should
should
be.
just let Kyler start calling y'all's plays.
I mean, shit, fuck it, right?
Yeah. Anywho, I got the Cardinals winning this one. I don't really got to explain it anymore. I'm just not high on the Carolina Panthers. Also got a bet going on with one of my coworkers. The Panthers finished 3rd or 4th in the division. I win some money. They finished 1st or 2nd. He wins some money. We'll see how that plays out, though. Broncos Raiders. Who do you got in this one and why?
Broncos country. Let's ride. Broncos country. Try to at least score 20 points in a game for once this year. That's
Do we think this is the game where that gets done?
more than likely. But again, Nathaniel Hackett, his experience is showing. But you're kind of playing against a lesser opponent, so I mean, do what y'all gotta do, I guess.
Listen, Broncos, you want to know how you win this game? I don't know if Patrick Surtain's playing or if he's hurt, but if he's playing, you put him on Devontae. Don't just put him, though. You're going to want to double-team Devontae. The Raiders currently sit at 0-3. Denver, like Cohost Jalen says, score some damn points. Yeah, I got the Broncos just because I would find it absolutely hilarious if the Raiders went 0-4, because I could talk shit to one of my coworkers. Oh, and before we get into the other games, because I know it's going to happen if the Ravens lose, this man's going to talk shit to me, same if I talk shit when his team loses. I honestly wouldn't be surprised if we do lose that game. I just want to go on record and say that, because I did have us finishing at 3-1 or 2-2 at the quarter mark. So, Patriots, Packers, who do you got in this one and why?
Give me the Cheeseheads by, I'll say 10. Aaron Rodgers, he's gonna do Aaron Rodgers things as he's done his whole career. Not much I need to really say on that.
Give me my step team, as people like to call it, because I do also go for the Green Bay Packers. That is not a secret. That is not anything I have tried to hide. I have owned an Aaron Rodgers jersey since, I want to say, high school. I have a Clay Matthews jersey. I should add other ones to that collection, but, you know.
They both mostly smell like cheese.
I'll fight you. I will cut you.
Oh, with some dusty-ass boxing gloves. There they go, right over there. So quick and dust.
They're not even dusty. I was just boxing out here last
They
night.
look dusty. They got cobwebs on.
I fucking hate you.
It smells like autumn leaves.
Anywho, give me the Packers. The Patriots might be without Mac and Cheese Jones, as you like to call him. Why is that, by the way? Why are they going to be without potentially Mac Jones?
I don't know. Y'all want to hurt the damn guy.
We didn't intentionally hurt Mac Jones. It's football. Get over it.
Is it because he gritted on y'all? Is that why?
I'm a little salty about that. I'm not going to lie.
Did that strike a nerve with y'all?
It struck a big nerve, but at least let's compare the two. Who had the better gritty out of the two white men, Mike Gesicki or Mac Jones?
Mac Jones, because Mike Gesicki was just skipping, waving his arms.
Mike Gesicki did not hit the gritty. He hit the skedaddle, as somebody put it last week. Anywho, Chiefs, Buccaneers. Who do you got in this one and why? That's a Super Bowl rematch right there. I
don't know. One of these teams is going to be losing 2 games in a row. Damn. I don't know. It's very rare to see Tom Brady lose 2 games in a row. But you also got Mahomes on the other side.
Who is arguably the best quarterback in the league.
I don't know. I have to give the edge to Joshy Boy at the moment.
Well, I'm talking like...
you
can make a case for a lot of guys right now.
Damn. Yeah, I don't know. Let's see. Triple coin, heads or tails. Screw it. I got the Kingdom by 3.
I also got the Kansas City Chiefs, unless their kicker, because their practice squad kicker, who they signed, got released. Just let that safety Reed kick field goals for y'all. He does his thing. Give me the Chiefs over the Buccaneers. and give me 3 broken Microsoft tablets by Thomas Brady.
Is that an over or under? I'll put 2.
Yeah, let's go with that. And last game on the slate, if I'm not mistaken, is the Rams and the 49ers. I know, knowing you, being a Cardinals fan, you would want this to end in a tie because it would help division standings. But if you had to pick, who are you choosing and why?
I mean, I gotta go with LA. Yes, I strongly dislike the Rams, mainly because their fan base, if you will, is a bunch of Los Angeles culture vultures. So you can't. It's not even like worth arguing football with them because like y'all literally go for them because it's LA. Like it's because LA is like the hot thing right now. Everyone wants to rep LA.
Yeah,
but
I got it.
That's neither here nor there. I got the Rams by at least 10. The Niners, again, they look shaky last night. Jimmy Orvalski, he's I don't know. I mean, it's hard to go against the Rams. Hopefully Cooper Kupp can rebound and give me some more fancy points. But I got the LA bandwagons by I'll say 13.
I also got the Los Angeles Rams. Give me 14. I'll do 2 touchdowns over the 49ers. Like Cohost Jalen said, they look shaky, they look uneven, they look like they don't know what they're doing out there.
I mean, then again, the Rams won't score 20 points on us yesterday. So I mean, the Rams low key ain't looking too hot themselves. I mean, yeah, they're 2-1, but like if you actually sit down and watch the games, I mean, your defense, this high, power defense, y'all have given up like 60-something points in the first 3 games of the year. So I mean, I don't know. Maybe AD and Jalen Ramsey, are starting to, I can't say they look rusty, but then I don't know. I guess they're still hungover from the Super Bowl. I mean, it is LA. Lots to do out there.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. I do want to speak on what Cohost Jalen said earlier about the Los Angeles fans being culture vultures. I do agree with that in a sentiment because there was this one TikTok I saw. It was a dude interviewing a bunch of so-called Rams fans, and he was asking what year the Rams won their first Super Bowl. And a lot, and I mean a lot of you motherfuckers said this previous year. So a lot of y'all...
It's funny because a lot of those people went to banner night and they saw that other banner next to the new one, like, oh, look at that over there.
Ooh, shiny. Y'all must not know about the damn greatest show on turf. Fuck out of here with that shit.
Like I said, it's LA. You can attest to this. You're a Lakers fan. It's LA. It's the culture. It's the same with the Dodgers.
Same thing with the Lakers in a sense. A lot of people. Yeah, I'll give you that. All right. Last thing.
Is there a Monday night game next week or?
Let me look that up.
Well, no. I think that was the Monday night game. All right, my turn. Time for JTO's pop culture segment.
Hold on, not pop culture yet, because I want to cover one last thing. So the NFL, before we get into the pop culture and the PSAs, because I have a couple on my end too, but I'm gonna let him spit first. The NFL came out and announced that they are replacing the Pro Bowl with a flag football game and a bunch of skills competitions. They got a focus group together, from what I'm understanding, that was a bunch of NFL players, and they decided on that. Personally, I'm a fan of the skill position part of the move. But wouldn't it be safe to say that the Pro Bowl was already flag football? Co-host Jalen, what are your thoughts and takeaways on this?
I mean, the Pro Bowl is kind of the all-star game. You have a bunch of guys out there, majority of them, they're all buddy, what have you. So it's just, a bunch of grown men having fun. That's all it's really come down to. And now it's going to be a bunch of grown men reliving field day from elementary school, damn near.
Man, I loved field day. I ain't gonna lie.
I'm sure you did. I'm sure you loved it when the teacher's like, all right, Derek, you a pop you. Oh, boy. They're going to get one. Aw.
My guy, I hope you realize, granted, I am like 6'4", and we're not going to get into the weight part because, I was skinny up until like whenever, so.
And then that's when it all come crumbling down.
Yeah, unfortunately, I met this guy and went into a Great Depression because of it. So.
I mean, that's part of my charm. But now it's time for JTL's pop culture segment. Over the past weekend, you might have seen a lot of hype for the new Jeffrey Dahmer series on Netflix, and I can attest, considering the fact that I stayed up till 2 o'clock in the morning watching the whole thing. And mind you, I don't binge watch a series like in one day. I mean, then again, I binge watched Stranger Things when it came out, but that's neither here nor there. Very interesting to say the least. Evan Peters, shout out to him. A lot of people are commending high praise for his role.
That man's gonna need therapy after that performance, man. But continue your spiel.
But I mean, again, I can't remember the actress's name who played the neighbor off the top of my head. She did great in her role as well, and I like this one because it really dug deep into what all he did. I'm not gonna lie. I kind of figured it would kind of, I guess, be a little more graphic in terms of how he killed his victims, but I guess Netflix kind of had restrictions on that. But long story short, definitely worth the watch if you're I guess if you're into that kind of stuff. If you're not, if it's a lot harder. It's not for everybody, because I've seen a lot of people say that they turned it off after the first few episodes because of, the nature, all the, the heads in the refrigerators, all the tub of acid with the human corpses. But it's definitely a must watch for sure. Evan Peters, the supporting cast, I expect them to clean up at award shows come next year. So that's my thoughts on that. And also yesterday it was announced the halftime show for the Super Bowl coming up. It's gonna be Rihanna, Riri. Me personally, I don't have a problem with it. I'm.
That wasn't the only announcement. You saw who else they announced, right?
For what?
The halftime show. It's not just Rihanna. It's Taylor Swift too.
Oh God.
Yeah.
Well, I guess the NFL is trying to,
Cater to everyone.
cater to that demographic, and you had your positives, negatives. I've seen some things on Twitter saying if Rihanna brings out a certain rapper from Toronto, Canada, to do some of their songs, that social media will probably just explode.
It's gonna be like that scene from South Park where
I wouldn't be surprised.
yeah, it's gonna be like that scene from South Park where I'm not gonna get into too much detail for those of you who know, Randy Marsh, when he was sitting in the computer room, that's how it's gonna be for a lot of these Drake fans.
Yes. But other than that, nothing else really going on in the world of pop culture that's really worth talking about. So
I want to talk about something.
Yeah.
My PSAs. I watched the last episode of She-Hulk last night.
That was the last episode?
Yeah, I think it was the last one. That shit was mid up until the end where they had that one fight scene. Don't worry, I'll put spoiler alerts for the Dahmer Netflix series on She-Hulk. But yeah, I was kind of underwhelmed with that last episode. Don't get me wrong, I enjoyed like other parts of it. I know Cohost Jalen went on a previous podcast and said that it kind of let him down. Agree to disagree there.
Yeah, I'm sure you enjoyed certain post-credit scenes as well.
No, I haven't watched any of the post-credit scenes, to be honest with you.
Sure you haven't.
Anywho, my other PSA, co-host Jalen promoted one of his boys' music the other day. There's a girl I know who I used to work with. We kind of like promote each other. I wouldn't say promote, but like we message back and forth and we're like, hey, keep doing your shit, keep your thing up. So for those of you who don't know, and I'm gonna post a link below when I upload this, because this guy to my right doesn't have any of those skills, even though it doesn't take skills to upload this shit. Go stream my friend Akimi's music. She has a new song out called Benefit of Hindsight, I believe. It's over on Spotify. I will link that below. Other PSAs.
Wait. So, in other sports news, Aaron Judge, he is one home run away from tying Roger Maris's American League record of 61 home runs in a season.
Currently?
Yeah, he hadn't tied it yet. He's still sitting at 60. I know a lot of people were kind of, upset on, they were watching the college football this past Saturday, and every single time, Aaron Judge went up to bat, they went to him, But I mean, hey, it's sports history. You know, you love the Yankees, hate the Yankees. I'm a Yankees fan. Aaron Judge is my favorite player, so you know, it's really only a matter of time before he breaks it. So I'm definitely looking forward to that. Hopefully, that and getting a lot of players back from injury that can hopefully propel us to number 28.
Honestly, you are correct. It is part of sports history. I hate the Yankees. I'm sorry, I just do. It's how I was raised when I was brought up in Baltimore. There's certain teams I was brought up to hate. I do respect the hell out of Aaron Judge, though. Like you said, that's sports history right there. That's going to happen. So when it does, the Yankees are pretty much going to have to do the same shit for him that my Ravens are going to have to do for Lamar, which they're dumb as hell because that price tag just went up. But that's a conversation for a different day.
Please stay. You're like the only reason why I give a shit about this roller coaster of a baseball team.
This is going to be my same pitch for a different team. Anywho, my other PSA. I got a little beef to pick with the AFC North. And it goes back to this kicker thing. Whether you love or hate my team, the best kicker in the NFL right now is Justin motherfucking Tucker. It's not up for debate. There's a reason that man has him on his fantasy team. The other reason was to spite me, but we do that. It happens. Also, a little bit of college football news. Why the hell is the LSU Volunteers game an 11 a.m. game? I'm a little pissed off about that
What's
shit.
the problem with that?
It's just early as hell. That's my only beef with it.
I mean, then again, LSU is kind of ass now.
I mean, they're 3-1 right now, but I will give you this: they haven't played any real opponents yet outside of Florida State.
I mean, ever since Georgia kind of embarrassed us on national TV, we rebounded nicely. Bo Nix, you had your moments on Saturday, but you continue to shut me up. Ducks came through for me. We got a relatively easy slate for like the next month or so until we play Washington.
And when that time
So
comes,
Dubs down as always
over
here.
When that time comes, there will be a text somewhere from Jalen bashing Bo Nix because this man is bipolar when it comes to players outside of Kyler Murray and
It's not even that. It's the whole how Oregon, outside of Herbert, they have to depend on transfer QBs. So, let's take a quick dive into this because because I'm hungry and I want to get some food. Mariota, Vernon Adams, transfer QB from Eastern Washington, actually the only one who panned out and really did anything. He got hurt, but he still did relatively pretty good. Then you got Herbert. And then you have Anthony Brown, who he had his moments, but overall he didn't live to the hype. And now we have
the man's on the Ravens practice squad right now.
Now we have Bo Nix, who ironically his first career start at Auburn, beat the Ducks in a game I went to. So I have to witness that firsthand. So hopefully next year we can kind of stick with the QBs that we already have. Bo Nix going to be long and gone, probably promoting insurance back in Auburn. So, hopefully, Dante Moore's season for us next year and, Skull Ducks.
Yeah, one last thing on the LSU front, and then we'll wrap this up because I know you want to go get food. I want to take care of some shit, too. I don't feel sorry for you on that end because LSU's doing the same shit. LSU went from Joe Burrow to whoever the hell they had when I wasn't really following them. Then they had that guy Myers.
Some fan you are.
Shut the fuck up. Then they had that guy Myers, Brennan Myers, who up and quit on this team after taking a bunch of NIL deals, which he doesn't have to give that money back. I'm not pissed off about that part. And now we're rocking with Jaden. Go ahead.
He finessed the bag, so I don't blame him one damn bit.
I don't blame him one bit on
the
that
bag.
either.
You got your little natty ring sitting in the drawer. You kind of got a few bags from the NIL deal, so you're chilling low key.
Yeah. And now we're rocking with Jaden Daniels, which I've went on record and said it before. I'm not that high on Jaden Daniels right now. I like the kid, don't get me wrong, I do. But I'm not high on him, and I haven't seen enough out of Brian Kelly to convince me that he's a good coach for LSU. Win against Tennessee, I know that's easier said than done, but then maybe you have me convinced.
Tennessee's actually really good this year.
I know. That's why I'm saying win against them, and then maybe you have me convinced. Honestly, LSU could lose every other game this year. I'm not saying it's going to happen, but they could beat Bama, and I'd be content. Other than that,
Yeah, let's be honest. That ain't gonna happen. That is not gonna happen.
I'm not saying it's going to. But yeah, other than that, we'll end up doing a college episode for y'all closer to the playoffs. We'll recap some stuff from the season.
Because we're not really so much focusing this so much on college this year because it's the same thing every year. It's Bama, Georgia, Ohio State, and Clemson, and that's really it. I mean, you would see they're getting pretty lucky so far. Let's see here. Utah, they're fucking overrated, and it grinds my gears.
Okay, Peter Griffin.
Michigan, they're doing pretty well. You know, SEC, you got, obviously Bama, Georgia, Tennessee, Kentucky, and football. Which that irks me to see Kentucky doing well in any sport, because for obvious reasons. But other than that, it's really the same stuff. So if you're not really following so much this year, you're not missing nothing. If I'm being honest.
Honestly, our bread and butter here has always been NFL and NBA content. We're gonna continue to push that. When we get to NBA, it's not gonna be a weekly thing because there's 82 games in the damn season. But we will be back sometime next week with the Week 4 recap, Week 5 preview. We don't know when. Both of us work. This man pretty much has more time off than I do. I think he gets the weekend off. I work like 6 out of the 7 days a week. But yeah, we're gonna wrap things up there. Cohost Jalen, and we'll see y'all next week. Oh, one last thing. Y'all stay safe anyway. That's in the way of that hurricane. But yeah, we're gonna wrap it here.